more conspiracy theories. Are you ready?
Always ready.
All right. This is a list that I have not compiled, but I have, you have helped me find 27 conspiracy theories that turned out to be true. Number one, the Dalai Lama works for the CIA. According to declassified intelligence documents, the Dalai Lama earned $180,000 in connection with the CIA's funding of the Tibetan resistance in the 1960s. The aim was to disrupt China. Thoughts, Chuy?
Wow, the Dalai fucking Lama, the one that everybody quotes is as a peaceful being and like spiritualist, was actually a CIA member.
Just like Osama bin Laden, right?
Very true. Yeah,
Hey,
God's
what is that
connecting.
book? What is the Dalai? Right there you go. That's what we like to talk about. What is the book he put out with that everybody talks about? The oh fuck, what is the Dalai Lama's book? I don't even know. I'll look it up here, but we'll go to the next one.
Yeah, I didn't even know he had a book.
Yeah, it's pretty like I remember reading it parts of it. Let's see here. It's called The Art of Happiness. Wow, he's a clone. He looks different.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So the most peaceful motherfucker here was making 180,000 and aim to disrupt China. What the fuck, man? Like, and
Is it?
oh, go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say, is it, you wonder why China like he can't be out there wondering like why does China hate me? Like you're on the CIA payroll, bro. You know.
So yes, and everybody listening, this is conspiracies that turned out to be true. So look it up, man. Some crazy fucking shit, right?
Amen.
You think it's as crazy as the military considering to use a gay bomb on enemy soldiers? So the U.S. Air Force did consider using pheromones as a weapon. The gay bomb was supposed to infuse enemy troops with female pheromones, making them sexually attracted to each other and disrupting troops' morale. However, the weapon was never made.
Hmm. When they say the weapon was never made, that means they made the weapon. You know.
They probably never just released it publicly
No.
or
Uh,
tested publicly.
Unless it was at like a gay parade. You know. This is why I always just go to volleyball games, women's volleyball games. That's why. That's me.
I wonder how they tested it. Like, did they get their own troops together and they're like, "Hey guys, smell this real quick and tell me how you feel about each other." I say
Oh,
they
I don't
they
know. Go ahead, dude. Sorry.
I say my bad. I say they do it like Tosh Point oh. Are you familiar with that show? Remember when he had all the guys? It was him and like five other dudes wear sweatpants, and they all stand in a straight line and watch a television front of them. And he's like, "We're gonna play gay porn in the television, and the first one to get a boner is gay."
Oh,
So I'd say that's a good way to test a gay bomb, right?
I think it's a great idea. I, this is why I don't own a pair of sweatpants, and why again I go to girls volleyball games only. I didn't join the army either, but I don't think that. Boy, all that money, the military-industrial complex, and that's the guys. I got an idea. Oh, and also, Chewy, I think you mentioned this on the episode we did last Friday. So, look at you.
Oh yeah, that's
You know your
right.
stuff. Fucking
And
hey.
thanks, man. I forgot to mention it.
Well, just tooting your own horn.
Hey, thanks for pointing that out, bro. You're
You
good
are
looking out
welcome.
right there.
This is why you should listen to the Screaming Chuy Show. You know, it's a shit, okay? And not to mention overall fuckery, right?
Overall
Right?
fuckery. And that's why I got
Fucking
Drew
it.
here. This is my conspiracy guy right here. All right. Because, when I first heard your show, Drew, I was like, this fucking guy. Not only did you talk about conspiracies, but you also talked about what book this came from, what page. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker knows this shit.
I had a lot of time on my hands for like the last 15 years, and I will again. So, yeah, that's neither here nor there. But thank you. Checks in the mail, Chewy.
And
All right.
here we
Speaking of
are.
fucking hey, speaking of that, next one is John Lennon was under surveillance. In 1971, the FBI and CIA put John Lennon under surveillance due to his anti-war songs. Say it isn't so. Well, uh, John Lennon's murder was also very strange because the dude that murdered him, like after he shot him, was hiding in the bushes reading the same page of The Grapes of Wrath or whatnot. like basically over and over again. Like it's turned to some certain page. But yeah,
Like
the guy
nothing
didn't
happened.
run. Right? Almost like him. Sounds like an MK Ultra victim to me.
Like he had woken up, did his mission, and then reset.
Yep. Mark David Chapman. That's who murdered John Lennon.
Did
Yeah,
they ever say what his motive was?
I don't know that.
It was
We'll have
probably a
to.
CIA, bro.
Yeah, is that or crime of passion? Because maybe it couldn't be because this guy wasn't banging Yoko. No way. I mean, I know that maybe. I don't know. I doubt it though. But it's John Lennon. If you can bang John Lennon, why are you banging Mark David Chapman? That's just my thoughts.
Right. And then here's the Alex Jones one. There's actually a conspiracy that Alex Jones mentioned on his show. Everybody laughed. I mean, it sounds funny, but it turned out to be true. People studied it, and it turned out to be true. You ready for this, Drew?
Oh, I'm ready.
So I'm gonna read it like Alex Jones, right? The water, it changes the frog's sex. It's making them gay. Radio host and conspiracy. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot, bro. It mentions Alex Jones in here, so I fucked it up by talking like Alex Jones. so forget I did that.
I've heard him refer to himself like that before, though.
The frogs are gay.
Dude, that's pretty good. Alex Jones, man. That's pretty good.
So, radio host and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones claimed that chemicals in water are turning frogs gay. While the chemicals won't change a frog's sexual orientation, a study shows that exposure to a certain pesticide can actually change frog sex. U.S. government investigating UFOs. So the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program investigated UFO sightings and other UFO related events. So yes, there's a branch of the government that's investigating UFOs.
And because I talked about this a few weeks ago, like what they can confirm is that these off-world craft, do not originate on this planet. So, just think about that because that's redundant as fuck. Like that's billions of dollars in national defense, and like this is all we can tell you. These creatures from off-world, they don't come from here. Okay, and what else? That's all we have. Thank you.
And so this was a conspiracy for a long time. People were like, the UFOs don't exist and the government's not going to waste money investigating. Well, they have been all these years and a lot of money. And now the government actually even openly admitted that there's UFOs that are not from this world. Instead of like, well, it's just a plane, you can't tell what it is, but it's just an unidentified plane. But now they're actually admitting that it's out of this world.
That's the nicest weather balloon I've ever seen. It's flashing and making weird, weather balloons do that shit all the time.
It's all abducting the couch. That's a weird weather balloon.
And speaking of UFOs, because we know about the Anunnaki and the Nephilim and the hybrids, the Archons, the reptilians, it's just so happens to be that some of them sons of bitches are a part of the Illuminati. And the next one that brings us to on the list is the Illuminati and the United States National Security Agency. There's actually a link between the supposedly secret organization that rules the world, quote unquote, and the NSA, albeit just a hyperlink. Just type Illuminati backwards, which is ITANIMULLI. I don't know what the fuck that stands for. Itanimulli into a web browser, and it will take you to the NSA website. That's weird. I'm gonna try that right now.
That's like if they're like literally trying to like put it in your face, like haha.
Yeah, just nanny nanny boo boo. Like I thought these were sophisticated people,
Yeah, and it's right there, but
they're not sophisticated if you're gonna diddle children. But that's just me, We're testing this out right now. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. One more. Okay, let's see here. .com.
I'm curious about that.
Oh my god, it really does.
Yo, dude, can you put that on screen share?
Yes, that's fucking weird.
For the viewers on YouTube.
Yeah. Let's see
By the
here.
way,
So,
if you're not watching Screaming Chuy Show on YouTube, you should. This is why.
I can't share the screen with you. I'm so scared.
Oh fuck! Oh, you know what? I think it's because you're a guest. So what if I try it?
Yeah, here, I'll send it to you backwards. That's fucking weird, dude. That is so wild. That is freaky as fuck. It really does work. It goes straight to the NSA website.
So Illuminati spelled backwards is the
Yeah,
NSA,
I'll put it
NASA.
in the chat for you. There you go. Just do that, type that in, and then .com. But there's nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. That's just a coincidence. Just a coincidence that the most evil scumbag motherfuckers on the planet that wish to, do bad things to all of us, including the planet, just suck us dry of everything we own. Just it's a coincidence that you tap that name backwards. It takes you to the NSA website, which is responsible for fucking spying and providing national security agency responsibilities. It's fucking crazy.
Wow, dude. Holy shit.
That's pretty nuts, huh? That's kind of creepy.
So I'm going to see if I can do screen share. The fuck? Right here. Ready? The fuck? Okay, can you see that?
Yes. That is wow.
So it says nasa.gov, but if I go back, so I typed in ITANIMULLI.
That is so fucking strange.
.com. Typed it in. Boom. NASA.gov. This is fucking nuts, yo.
And
wow.
It clearly says at the top, National Security Agency, Central Security Service.
Yep.
Defending our nation, securing the future. Yeah, for the fucking new secular order, losers.
Wow.
That is nuts. Dude, and it's a real website because it's .gov. It's a real government website because that's authentic. That's crazy. All right, I'm just going to jot down here. Do not donate to the NSA this year for Christmas.
Been really bad.
Yeah, fuck those guys. All right, you have the next one, sir.
So, us checking out the NASA website kind of reminds me of something a little bit here of another conspiracy that came out to be true. The government spies on your internet use. In 2005, it was revealed that the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, had been intercepting phone calls and internet communications. Many companies and government agencies continue to do so today without your knowledge. Doesn't that fall under, remember the Patriot Act?
Yep. That they had the Patriot Act itself is like over 1,000 pages long, and they had that basically adopted within a month of 9/11. It's basically, and I've read a long time ago, I read like majority of the Patriot Act, and it's fucking creepy. Like when you get down into the legalese and what they say they can do, what they can seize, what they can say about you. People should just expect that there's a big fucking wing at the NSA that features all your Pornhub favorites and all that shit. So just keep that in mind. You're providing jack-off material for the NSA boys, because they've even said that in the last few years that some people at the NSA are jerking off to sex pictures and shit like that from stuff they're intercepting. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to send your nudies, send your nudies in a responsible way. Do it through Snapchat. Come on, baby.
Hey, do you think they like certain people are like, oh, I love this dude's history. Look, this guy has good porn,
Yeah. Like, I bet that's probably a big fucking board. Like, okay, hey, he's number 3 today. He's got the best fucking, could you imagine what Ron Jeremy's, maybe he's number 1. Of course, he's been accused of being some really big assholes lately, or a big asshole. I don't know why he would have multiple assholes, but
he might do life in prison.
Yeah, dude. Pretty creepy, pretty crazy. And that's an example of, I'm sure that he was a part of this fucking club, and he probably did something that he wasn't supposed to do, and take him down.
Oh, dude. Oh, fuck. What's her fucking? Is a porn star. She was like Middle Eastern.
Oh
She
yeah.
she got fake tits put on and fake tits, and like her family like disowned her and shit after
Mm-hmm.
they found out she was in porn. Mia Khalifa.
I was gonna say Mia. Yeah.
So she's like 20 something, right? Or close to our age, maybe. Or fuck, was it her or some other porn chick? They were talking, it was on their Instagram. And I noticed that they had a picture of her with Ron Jeremy. And when she posted in the comments or in the title description, like as soon as I introduced myself and told him I'm in the business, he put his hand in my shirt and said, "Hey, I'm Ron Jeremy." Like, and so her friends were commenting like, "That's fucked up. That's sexual assault and this and that." And she never commented back. And I'm like, "That's fucking weird, right?" And this
Yeah.
was before I found out Ron Jeremy was being accused of all this.
Well, he's one of the best looking fellas I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what she expected him to do. Like, you can't tell a porn star, "Hey, I'm in the industry." All he heard was, "You want fuck?"
Yeah. And he looks like Super Mario with a huge cock.
Yeah, it's just, boys and girls, like, just, boy, I tell you, how can he be in the porn industry? But never mind, not even going to go there. Speaking of, radioactive pornography, the United States government used dead bodies for radioactive testing. Project Sunshine, which is a terrible name for this project, tested radioactive strontium 90. I don't know who fucking made that up, but radioactive strontium 90 on body parts of newly deceased children. This was done without the parents' knowledge or consent. And the only question I have is, your child's dead. I mean, it sucks. And, are you going to be more pissed off? Like, you used radioactive on my dead child's body? Like, that's fucked up. It doesn't surprise me, the United States government, but, you know, that's like offering them a shake after they're dead. Like, they're not going to eat the fucking shake. They can't. They can't have chicken nuggets after they're dead. What's it matter? Now, this is the one. I'm not defending the United States government here because that's still a scumbag thing to do, but still, you know.
I wonder if like they just got rid of the bodies, or like what if they did the radioactive experiment and then gave the body to the family and be like, "Here, you could have an open casket now."
That's real fucked up. And you're going to want to line that casket with lead, a lot of lead.
Like the some of the victims from Dayton Law past incident.
Right? And the family's like, why? Okay. I wouldn't question my government. I'm going to wear a mask all the time. Oh, God.
Obey,
Yep.
comply, do not
Yep.
ask.
I love that movie. Fucking great movie.
Right? All right. Talking about obeying, we talked about another CIA agent. Osama bin Laden was captured through a fake vaccination program. The CIA ran fake vaccination program, and they had bin Laden's DNA on file thanks to his sister, who lived in the U.S. A Pakistan doctor then identified his children's DNA in the area where he was hiding, and his information led to his capture.
So they tell us this is the boogie guy, the boogeyman, but yet somehow he's hanging around where his children were. You know, was Osama bin Laden a good father? Is it okay to ask that? No, I feel like a terrorist for asking that question.
If you're not with us, you're with them.
It's just like, hey, he's a piece of shit, but he's a great father. Okay, he took them buildings down, but oh my God, you should see him with them children. Okay,
He's a great American.
hey, he does kind of look like Obama a little bit, doesn't he? Just saying.
Obama bin Laden.
Sounds about right to me. Coincidence? I think not.
Dude, now you mention it, he kind of does look like him.
You've never heard that conspiracy? Dude, Obama was like over there and somewhere over there in the 80s or whatever. Like, there's a lot of people that say that Obama was Osama. Like, that was his CIA. Yeah.
That's That'd be perfect too, putting that spin on the
right?
name, you know?
Right? It was what there's the only what do they say? Like the best way to hide something is literally out in the open. You know, it doesn't work for me because I dumped $1 million in cash out in my front yard, and that didn't stay there very long. But it was monopoly money, so it doesn't matter.
The homeless still took it.
They fucking, I saw them coming back with McDonald's cheeseburgers and like, how the fuck did you king size that? That was fake money. He's got any change? Like, no, I don't got any change. He's got fake money from me. Fuck off.
It's because you're in Europe, so they have colorful money.
There you go. Europe has monopoly money. And speaking of Europe, how about this one? The next one, polio vaccine caused cancer. Correlation? Not really, but we're going to go right into it. In 1960, it was revealed that some of the cells used to make the polio vaccine could cause cancer. Between 1955 and 1963, nearly 100 million children were given this vaccine. What? That's fucked up.
Damn,
Jesus.
bro. I bet they're like, we're doing it for the greater good.
Right? That are like, hey man, there's a lot of fucking money involved in this, and we've already made this money, you know. Fuck them children, they'd be all right. You just pump it out, baby. Don't you want that bonus in your fucking holiday down the? Come on, listen, you can pump this vaccine out. We can kill you and your family. Your choice, all right? I'm trying to do this easy way. Like, oh shit, okay.
I'll do what you say.
You know, the alternative is the heart attack gun, and you don't want to do that because we're going to feed your dead body radioactive strontium. You know, come on, man. Don't you have an open casket?
For real, huh?
Shit. God bless the United States of America.
Gotta love war.
Man.
Geneva
Convention.
Don't shoot the medic.
Hold on. He's got the red cross. Don't shoot him. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Even in video games, I shoot the medic. That's the first one I'm gonna shoot.
That's the art of war, baby. You want to take him down because he's gonna, he's gonna cure everybody. He's like Jesus out there. Like if you got a fucking army of Jehovah's Witnesses or disciples, you're gonna take down Jesus before you take down anyone. Am I wrong? I mean, Jesus got the Uzi and the machine guns and all that shit. Like you want to take Jesus down. Take Jesus down. I just want to reiterate that. You're right, Chewy.
Jesus down, Jesus down.
Roger that. Jesus is down. We got the Messiah is down. What do we do now? Oh, that's about it. Come on in. We're done.
Bring in Moses.
Oh shit.
Roger that. Moses incoming. Moses incoming. Oh, we said the Messiah is dead though. Fort the Red Sea. Over and out.
I'm tactical. So
We're
check
good
this.
people.
They're great Americans.
Love it.
So a false testimony led up to the Gulf War. That's right. A young girl identified as, I'm going to butcher this name, yo, Nayirah, Nayyirah. Nayirah,
Very pretty name.
right? Except that she falsely testified on Iraq's invasion of Kuwait before the Congressional Human Rights Caucus, CAUCUS, in 1990. It turns out Nayirah was actually the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador to the U.S., and her testimony was part of a campaign called Citizens for a Free Kuwait, run by Hill and Knowlton, a PR firm.
Jeez. Well, hold on. I was president, and this aggression, like that just blows my mind. Doesn't well, number one, her face is not quite as pretty as her name. Number two, does that sound familiar? Sounds like the same fucking shit that they were pulling to get us into the Iraq War for the second time. Weapons of mass destruction. They just keep pumping that lie. Where are those things? They're around here somewhere. The fucking same fucking tactics, dude. Different fucking. It just blows my mind. They just use the same tactics over and over again, and we just keep buying into this shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean they killed Saddam Hussein, but we didn't find no nukes in there. Like,
Nope.
and he wasn't leading. Was it the Taliban? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly it was Osama, but then we find out he was tied in with the CIA. But they killed Saddam. What the fuck?
I love how they eventually like, all right, man, hey, we got some shit. We just found some shit out, bro. All right, Saddam, he's responsible for bringing them buildings down. I know it's tough to believe, you know, but we're going to have to go there and get him. Like, you go get him, please. He brought those buildings down. Like, Oh my God. You know, even Guinevere with the Church of Satan's like, fellas, I think you might have the wrong boy there, you know?
Yeah, dude. I
And
mean,
speaking, oh, go ahead. Sorry, Chewy.
oh, I was just gonna say it's pretty scary. Just like you mentioned, how they use the same tactics over and over, and people just believe it.
Right? It's like they're like, okay, it worked on their parents, and they're dumber than their parents. So I don't know why it wouldn't work on them. Like, you're right, sir. You were so right there. Some stupid motherfuckers out there. Like, thank you, General. Thank you. Speaking of how pretty her face was, and her name is much more pretty, it's very sweet. Her name is sweet like sugar, which leads us to our next one. Sugar industry funded research underplaying risks of sugar consumption. That seems really redundant. Sugar industry funded research underplaying risks of sugar consumption. That's like that's like a
Wait,
bullet. Yeah, that's
wait. The sugar industry did research on sugar.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing. It's like a bullet telling you, hey, I'm about to enter you. You're gonna feel some pain, but it's not gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you. It's like a bullet trying to tell you, like, hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna come into your flesh, do a little damage. Nothing to see here. Like,
It's like the cops investigating the corrupt cops, right? Like
right?
that's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, like, I'm sure that's a real fucking objective and thorough, transparent investigation. Like, oh, well, we only took 7 minutes. Huh? Like, yep, that's right. We did all the checked out, check there, check there. 7 minute investigation. That's all we need. Everything's fine. Keep moving along.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. He beats his wife and he drinks and he's got one hell of a bad temper, but he did not do that. All right, we checked it out. We took 4 minutes to check it out. I'm holding 3 fingers up, but he took 4 minutes. Okay, three. That stands for the Holy Trinity, which is we love Jesus. We're good cops.
That sounded pretty convincing.
Right? I wouldn't like. I'm not gonna question that. Well, I'm not gonna question that at all. They seem like the legitimate investigation.
Very legitimate. Then they gave him like a 2 weeks vacation or something.
Paid, paid vacation.
And
Hit,
talking about good guys, good old Hitler. So tests performed in 2009 revealed that was supposedly Hitler's skull was actually that of a young woman. The fuck, right?
whoa. So you mean to tell me that Hitler was hanging out in that Lake Erie with those fucking gay frogs and turned him into a woman? Yeah, I didn't know that those tests were happening in the 40s. I didn't know. I know that Hitler survived the quote unquote suicide attempt because there's pictures of him having dinner in Argentina in 1947, and I can show you those pictures. I'll send them to you, Choi. Like
Okay, sweet.
literal photos. Yeah, photos of Hitler in Argentina, a year or two after he died. Yeah, Hitler didn't die in 1945. He was a tooth cap because he was a puppet, like all of them, fucking Nazis, literal Nazis.
Yeah, they were actually what's it there was some actually so this was also a conspiracy but turned out to be true. It's not on the list, just real quick. Um the the Skull and Bones, that fraternity or whatever you want to call them, the group,
Yep. Founded by Prescott Bush.
hmm So weren't they, I think they were funding a bank in Germany that was funding the Nazis.
Yep. Union Banking, the Union Bank Corporation and Union Banking Company was shut down under the trading with the basically accused of treason. And one of the founding partners or principal partners in that bank was Prescott Bush, which is George W. Bush's grandfather. Herbert Walker Bush, he was my daddy. Yeah, the father and grandfather of two presidents was funneling money to the Nazi war machine. And people want, like, you want to know, like, how did Hitler come to power so fast and get all that shit so fast? And like he had help. Yeah, he had help from a fucking United States too. Like literal, the one United States president's father, the other one fucking grandfather. That's treason. That's the Logan Act. Should have been fucking prosecuted on the Logan Act, and we never would have had to fucking face the other two W's. But not the other two W's, but yeah, Prescott Bush, evil fucking sumbitch, evil sumbitch.
And the reason Skull and Bones, or even the Illuminati, as you might say, or a lot of people might say, because there was a lot of powers, you know, and it was really hidden. They did good at that, you know, to launder money and give it to the Nazis. Of course, they were caught, but the one thing the Illuminati or New World Order really agree with the Nazis is population control.
Yep, I agree. And like everything they did with the Nazi, like how the swastika was inverted from a Tibetan good luck charm, is basically the inversion of what, you know, it was just like the evil. That basically is what it stood for. And if you wanted, like, there's the John Birch Society in the 50s. In 1958, Robert Welch was the founder of the John Birch Society. This guy, there's speeches on YouTube galore. This guy was talking about the Illuminati, the New World Order, the global government, the treason, the tyranny that was circling our planet in 1958. So it's very fascinating to hear the John Birch Society and Robert Welch talk about the same things that we're talking about today in the 50s, dude. Like that's no coincidence, you know. And you'd be a damn fool to fucking, you know. I'm kidding, obviously, but come on, think about it, folks. Think about it. Just think about it. Use some common sense. Like, you got John Welch from the John Birch Society, or Robert Welch, I'm sorry, from the John Birch Society, talking about the same shit we're talking about today. He was concerned, and he was naming names. We're concerned, you know. We don't like to name names because hashtag Vince Foster. Listen, hey, that's right. Don't fucking name names. You're coming after you.
With a strawberry milkshake.
Listen, hey, I'm gonna throw a strawberry milkshake right at your fucking face.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna pause this really quick.
Okay.
All right, my apologies. I had to grab a water, but Mr. Drew, I believe it's your turn.
I'm so nervous. Oh, hey, this is ironic. This is the universe right here. Okay. The next one is actually what the very first episode of my podcast was about. The United States government planned to fabricate acts of terrorism and blame Cuba. Operation Northwoods was meant to commit acts of terrorism on United States soil to gain public support in the war against Cuba. Luckily, then, President John F. Kennedy put a stop to the operation. The same president who uttered the words, what we face is a ruthless and monolithic conspiracy. If you've never heard the JFK Secret Society speech, listen to it. It'll change your life. And then you'll realize why they had to blow his head off in ritualistic fashion. We can't have this village talking about stuff like that. So yeah, that's true. That's declassified. You can go to the National Archives, or the whatever they call it, Smithsonian Archives, and you can pull up Operation Northwoods. It'll be heavily redacted, but you can see the Joint Chiefs of Staff. You can see people that signed off on it. You can see the plan, the objectives, how they were going to carry out the mission. It's real. They really were planning on doing this. And some people say that, all right, they just pulled that out for 9/11, dusted it off, changed some few things around, and there's your 9/11 event. So Operation Northwoods is real.
It's almost the same tactic that they wanted to use.
Yep. False flag operations.
For those of you listening, I'd suggest just do your own research. You don't have to believe us, man. Just look it up for yourself. There's some crazy fucking shit. But yes, these are conspiracies that turned out to be true, and the information is out there, you know.
And two, I was just going to touch on that real quick. Like, I love helping people, like providing points or jump off points or dots to connect. But if you really, I hate to say this, but if you're really too lazy to fucking take an interest in this shit yourself, like, then, you're contributing, in my opinion, to the overall. I mean, all it takes is just looking into it. Like, just, like all we're doing right now is talking about it. And are we changing things? We're increasing perception. We're making vibrations. Okay, how do I say this? We are literally increasing awareness. When you increase awareness, as I was talking about in my latest podcast episode, if you don't know that you're part of the ritual, but you're watching it and from an unconscious standpoint, taking part in the ritual, you're taking part in that fucking ritual. So once you become aware of it, you can then like be cognitive to the fact that, holy shit, I am taking part in this. And once you're taking part in that, like your brain has the ability on a conscious level to recognize what's happening, but not like be succumb to it. If that makes sense. Sorry, continue, Chewy.
Yep, very true, Drew. You gotta kind of wake up a little bit, you know. And we talked about that in the previous conspiracy hour episode. If you're curious. Now, here's one that you've mentioned, Drew, before. I find this very interesting. It's actually another connection to Alex Jones a little bit. So, world leaders gather yearly at a campground in California. Every year, some of the world's richest and most powerful men gather for 2 weeks at Bohemian Grove. Now, this was a conspiracy for a long time, right? Because people are like, kind of like Epstein's Island, right? All kinds of famous people, celebrities, politicians, they would all go there and hang out. So same thing with Bohemian Grove. It was a conspiracy. It was rumors that all these politicians would go there to a campground and even do rituals like satanic stuff. And nobody believed that a lot of people didn't believe it. It was a conspiracy. But Alex Jones himself took footage of them. I heard in the Joe Rogan podcast, because he had Alex Jones in that show, and Alex Jones talked about that nobody believed him, but he went there, found them, and he took footage. And so there's footage out there of fucking former presidents, dressed up in weird shit, doing weird rituals and worshiping like other, I don't know, other gods and shit.
Yep. They
Like
call
the
it the
owl.
Yep, Moloch, the 40-foot owl. They call it the cremation of care. And Chewy, you can look this up too. If you look, you could do screen share again. If you look at the overhead view of the street plan of Washington, D.C., the Capitol sits in the belly of an owl. You can see this on the street plan of D.C., the mall. The Capitol clearly sits in what appears to be an owl. And that owl is, at Bohemian Grove, it was a 40-foot, like literally like a wood stove or something. The fire came from it. They threw effigies into it, or like a fake, that was the fake version. And I guarantee you, like, whether or not Alex Jones is fucking compromised and was allowed to do that or not, that really happened. That happens every fucking summer. It's only men. There are no women allowed. They divide them into like different camps and shit. And the more elite people of the club, get different sects or different areas of the grove or whatnot. But that's one of those things where if you were invited to Bohemian Grove and you were on the side that Alex Jones was on, watching across the creek or the river or whatnot, and you saw the people that were in robes and shit, those are probably like the high, very, very powerful people in positions of power. Now, from where we were watching in that cremation of care ceremony, those are probably people that just were invited there. And those people that's exactly what I was just talking about. Those people have no fucking idea that they're partaking in a ritual. They're there thinking that they're there for some fucking summer camp to blow some steam off. No, they were taking part in a ritual, whether or not they knew it or whatnot. So, and we could get really deep in this, we won't, but just think about that. How many of those people that were on the same side that Alex Jones was on watching that had the bloodline or had the code of these hybrids, and through that possession or that ritual were locked into this archon consciousness? I mean, think about that. Like, so ritual, you don't have to fucking know that you're taking part in it for the goal of the ritual to be implemented, if you will. It's about the transmutation, oftentimes, for what they want society to become.
And that's pretty fucking crazy. So this owl god, dude, what does he do again?
Moloch, let's see, Moloch is a Babylonian deity, I believe. And I think that Moloch also represents Queen Semiramis. Let me look at it. Moloch stands for, this is fucking creepy. Moloch is a biblical name of a Canaanite god associated with a child sacrifice through fire or war. And there was a fire burning in that the base of that 40-foot owl statue. The name Moloch results from a dysphemic vocalization. Simple, it basically means child sacrifice.
Whoa.
Yeah, in the Bible, in ancient texts, they talk about people throwing their child to Moloch as a sacrificial offering. And if you go just Google Moloch, you can go onto Google, Britannica.com, Jewish Encyclopedia, Cross-Examined, Compelling Truth. I mean, there's article after article that talks about what Moloch represents, even from the conspiracy standpoint, from the Jewish standpoint, from even the Britannica. This is what the Britannica, which is an official. I mean, isn't that like the encyclopedia? Yeah, this is from the Britannica Encyclopedia. A Canaanite deity associated with biblical sources with the practice of child sacrifice. There you go. It doesn't get much more official than that.
So I looked up Moloch statue in Washington, D.C., and all kinds of Satan shit comes up.
Yeah, here, I'll send you if you look at the street plan from an overhead point, Washington, or the Capitol, it's clear like the Capitol sits in the fucking belly of an owl, which is Moloch. Let's see here. Oh, there you go. This is a good one right here. You just have to turn this fucking, oh wait, that's even better. Okay, copy link, address. Oh my God, I'm so scared. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, send it to me on Messenger if you can. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. I forget we could use chat right here.
Pop that up and just look at in between. Look in that blue square. That's a fucking owl. That's clearly a fucking owl. Isn't that creepy as fuck?
Okay, so I'm gonna do the screen share.
Here's a better one. You know what? I'm gonna look at it from. Oh my God, yeah, big time. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this, print screen. I'm gonna send this to you too. Dude, like the people that built DC were all fucking 33rd degree Freemasons. I mean, Masons built that fucking city.
Okay, so here it is. So, that's the owl right here, right in the middle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So for those you guys
I don't know what else it could be, unless it's Batman, but no, it looks like a fucking owl. You got it looks like an owl. The two big eyes, the ears, like, and the capital sits right in the middle of the belly or the heart of Moloch.
And here's where the little legs would be on a stick.
Yep.
The little tail right here. For those of you listening, I apologize. I suggest you check it out on YouTube, and you'll see what we're talking about. Some pretty crazy shit, or look it up yourself. I mean, it's definitely worth checking it out.
Definitely. I mean, and you have to ask yourself, like, okay, again, let's be coincidence theorists. Like, that's just that was an accident that they built it like that. There's nothing bad going on here, boys. You boys have too much time on your hands. Like, well, that we care about freedom.
Freedom.
Hashtag freedom. Yeah. So that's fucking weird. So yeah, Bohemian Grove. Moloch, Moloch's on the back of the dollar bill in a very tiny portion. If you Google Moloch, Molech, on the back of the dollar bill, there's an owl on the back of the dollar bill on the right side. Very, very tiny. You almost need a magnifying glass to see it. But Moloch's on the dollar bill as well. Moloch represents Queen Semiramis. Queen Semiramis represents like their mammy or whatnot from Babylon, because I think that's what I call them the Babylon Brotherhood, because they seem to be trying to like rebuild Babylon, global Babylon, if you will. But yeah, these deities are just recycled and given new names, and just like passed along. There was hundreds of deities with the exact same story as Jesus prior to Jesus. Explain that.
Yeah, they all have like certain things in common, right? Like, there's a lot of gods before Jesus. They were born on December 25th. Virgin Mother. Miracles, a lot of coincidences, and before even Jesus Christ came up or was made up or whatever.
Well, Nimrod, Tammuz, and Semiramis is the exact same story, and it's like the Egyptian version. I think Tammuz would be, so Nimrod was the rays of light, impregnated Queen Semiramis of a virgin birth. She gave birth of a virgin birth to Tammuz. And Tammuz, born on December 25th, sacrificed or resurrected on Easter, was 33 years old. It's the same fucking story, you know?
Pretty fucking crazy, huh?
Our world is nothing like they say it is. But yeah, anyways, we'll continue. Is this mine? Oh, I did.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. Okay. The United States government paid for patriotic displays. The United States Department of Defense spent millions of dollars to have sports organizations such as the NFL, MLB, NBA, and NHL put on shows to display American pride.
Almost sounds like what they're doing with Black Lives Matter now, right?
Right? It's like somebody in a meeting was like, fellas, General, I don't know if you've looked out there recently, but not a lot of people are on Team America. You know, now Team America was a good movie, and we did kick ass in that movie, but you know, the real Team America, we're going to need to drum up some support here. All right, put flags on every fucking stadium, every fucking uniform. I want flags, and the helmets, I want flags everywhere. Just fucking flags, just flags, you know?
Like Oprah. You get a flag and you get a flag. Everybody gets a flag.
Listen, I love flags now. We won't even go there. Next, yep, no comment.
Remember after 9/11, they would get mad if you didn't call French fries freedom fries?
Dude, I have an embarrassing story. My mom like really did get mad at me because I was driving the car one time and went through McDonald's drive-thru, and I dared to call them, "I'm like a French fry," and my mom's a hardcore neocon. She's like, she was like just disgusted. She's like, "You son of a bitch!
How
don't call
dare
those."
you?
Right? I was like, "Mom, have you ever been to France?" "No, I don't want to fucking talk. Hey, fuck you, French. Like, you French got me bastard." Like, Mom. Of course, my mom also didn't want to believe that Osama bin Laden was a CIA asset. And like one time, I remember my mom told me, like, "You just stop with your truth and your true lies, and I don't want to hear it." It's like, my true lies? What? Hey,
I don't want to hear it.
it's exactly the attitude of most people. It's like, I don't want to think that I've been lied to. Like, well, it's actually a fucking tremendous it sucks, but it's a great freedom. And it's the only way to beat the tyranny that's trying to oppress us now. But that's neither here nor there.
Yep.
Back to you, Chewy.
So here's a crazy one. The government can manipulate the weather. Yeah, that's right. Operation Popeye was a U.S. government weather modification program that used a technique called cloud seeding to increase precipitation over North Vietnam. So they've had this technology, guys. They could manipulate the weather and used it in Vietnam. How fucking nuts is that, right?
It makes you wonder, like, all right, if you were using that in Vietnam, then what the fuck happened? Why did we suck so bad? Like, what the fuck happened in Vietnam? That was a disaster. If you had the technology to really do that, obviously you weren't using it, or you fucking had it pointed in the wrong direction. And I would also like to point out something that correlates with this technology, HARP, the HARP Research Facility, which stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. And it was initiated as an ionospheric research program jointly funded by the United States Air Force, the United States Navy, University of Alaska Fairbanks, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, which is DARPA. So yeah, HARP. They say that HARP has the ability to do shit like this because it just bounces like radio waves off the high atmosphere. They're coming back down to the earth, just like Al Gore and the man bear pig.
Oh, fucking South Park, bro.
Oh no, I love it. All right. Speaking of South Park. Next one. The CIA controlled United States media. Operation Mockingbird. I think we've talked about that before too, Chewy.
Dun, dun, dun.
In a world where Rush Limbaugh was a CIA asset. Basically, that's what it says. Operation Mockingbird spied on members of the Washington Press Corps and paid journalists to publish CIA propaganda. It also funded student and cultural organizations and magazines. Also, it put people in positions to portray or to divide by right or left. So people like Sean Hannity, whoever the fuck's on the left, Rachel Maddow. Like, it's very possible that these people aren't like that at all. They're just fucking Project Mockingbird. Operation Mockingbird, sorry. Minus
helps.
3 points for me.
It helps with the divide and conquer type of idea, right?
Yep, gets people to buy into that left-right. Like, listen, I don't care what he votes for. I don't care what he does. As long as he doesn't try to take my gun away, he can fucking send the aliens down to probe me anytime he wants. All right, he ain't taking my gun. All right.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. It is like
Dude,
that.
it is. On the right, it's fucking guns. On the left, it's usually abortion. That's usually like that's. There's your two fucking sticklers right there.
And here's another one. We mentioned this. We touched on it a little bit. Project MK Ultra was the name given to the CIA program that tested LSD on U.S. citizens without their knowledge. Unfortunately, records have been destroyed. But the government has actually openly admitted it that Project MK Ultra was real and they did test on people.
They even, I believe, testified in a Senate Intelligence Committee, and it was the same. I think it was the same testimony that included that heart attack gun. And the senator, like, basically shut them down. Said, "All right, boys, hey, you keep talking like this, and they're gonna kill me when I go back home." Okay, so yeah, MK Ultra also declassified, also can be found probably. I don't even know. I should probably check that out, but I'm pretty sure I've seen MK Ultra papers in the National Archives. I think, what was it? MK Ultra 15 is what they officially. Yeah, here's some redacted documents. So yes, Google Project MK Ultra, and on Wikipedia, there's some redacted documents concerning this secret military project. But no, it's just a coincidence. Again, that's all we're here talking about, coincidences.
Right?
All right, let's see. Next one is, speaking of coincidences, the United States government poisoned alcohol during Prohibition. The government added toxins to alcohol to stop people from drinking during Prohibition in the 1920s, and around 10,000 people died as a result. I didn't know that they had COVID back then. What the fuck?
Imagine, bro, you drinking a poison bottle of alcohol. You're like, yo, this shit gets you fucked up.
Frank, your eyes are bleeding through the asshole. I don't think you fucked up. You might be poisoned. Like, oh man, I thought I was just drunk.
I was about to crack another one.
Well, you're gonna have both eyes bleeding through your asshole, and it just your wife. She's already thinks you're in the doghouse already. I've been fucking her for a year. Like, that's fine if you want me to continue fucking your wife. Keep drinking that poison alcohol.
Might just marry her.
What? I'm gonna be your children's daddy. How do you like that, Frank? Like, you know what? Give me another line. I don't fucking care. Just want to drink myself to death. Like, well, he made his choice.
Pour me another. But it's poison. I said, God damn it, pour me another.
It's like in that scene from Dumb and Dumber when Harry's giving Lloyd that laxative and he tips that cup and like Cinnamon smiles, like, just keep drinking.
Oh, I fucking love those movies, dude.
Oh yeah, they're great. It's just so awesome.
Especially the second one. I thought it was pretty fucking hilarious as well.
Dude, the sequel or the prequel?
The sequel?
I thought it really captured like the magic of I really liked it. Like, I really thought it was fucking almost, it wasn't as good as the first, but it really captured that magic really in a proper tone.
Like in the beginning when he's all, you wasted 20 years of our lives for a gag? So, yeah.
Yeah.
You're so awesome. And he hugs him. I'm like, what the fuck?
When they're in the car and he keeps doing that.
I love how they had the same kid from Pretty Bird from the first one. He was that same guy, but grown up.
Who are these sick people?
Oh, man. Okay. So the Gulf of Tonkin incident didn't happen. According to the U.S. Naval Institute, the Gulf of Tonkin incident on August 2nd, 1964, was faked in order to gain American support for the Vietnam War.
That sounds like the prequel to Operation Northwoods. And here's another fun fact. Did you know that the admiral on that ship, Admiral James Morrison, do you know who that is? That's Jim Morrison's father of the Doors. The Doors' father was the admiral of that ship in the Gulf of Tonkin.
What?
A lot of people say Jim Morrison. Yeah, dude, Jim Morrison showed some tactics of being, not tactics, but characteristics of being an MK Ultra victim. So Admiral James Morrison Jim Morrison's father was the leading commanding officer on that ship in the Gulf of Tonkin incident. That's fucking weird.
Holy shit, bro. That's no coincidence if you ask
Not
me,
at
you know what
all.
I mean?
No,
Right?
that can't be. I mean, seriously, there's no way. There's no fucking way. Jim Morrison also was a part of the Forever 27 Club. Jim Morrison talked about the lizard people, and fucking, no more acid for Jim. Like, okay.
Cut
Oh,
him off, cut him off.
we're getting, yeah, no more. Like, hey man, he's talking about meeting a fucking naked Indian in the desert. You sure you won't give him more? Like, yep, crank him up there, baby. Like, all right.
Give him a milkshake.
Listen, hey, I want some of that acid right now. Fuck yeah, give me some of that. Speaking of acid, the United States government, this is also true. Like, you can't fucking deny this. This is true. Operation Paperclip protected, 1,600 Nazi scientists to work in the United States, gave them new aliases, put them in witness protection program, got them out of the Nuremberg trials, and brought these Nazi sons of bitches, Hitler's top personnel in science and whatnot, and put them in charge of NASA and some of these other defense agencies. But yeah, the Dulles brothers, fucking Nazis. I'm pretty sure they're Nazis. NASA, how similar is it that it's fucking so similar to Nazi? But yeah, that's true. Operation Paperclip. We, rather than punish the war criminals of Nazi Germany, brought them over because they had good minds that could help us. And we gave them new aliases and put them to work for the good old US of A.
Wow, that reminds me of like the movies, right? When like there's a hitman trying to kill another hitman. He's like, "Damn, you're good. You want to join me?" You know, it's just like that, dude. You recruiting them. It don't matter what they're doing, but as long as they're good at it.
Could you imagine, like, they're doing, those guys are coming over and doing interviews, and there's some scumbag fucking American capitalist like, "You're good, kid, real good. Well, with my help, you'll be the best, you see." You're like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, I could totally see that black and white smoking his cigar.
World domination, you see. Yeah, real good.
Just in a big old empty room. You just see the spotlight. That's it.
They're not just six fucking, like, I don't know who them fellas are, but I don't think I won't fuck with them.
Right? So check it out. The first lady acted as U.S. president. In 1919, U.S. First Lady Edith Wilson began making decisions on behalf of President Woodrow Wilson after he suffered a stroke.
See, Woodrow Wilson, was he? Yeah, Woodrow Wilson's actually the president that signed the Federal Reserve into law. So,
oh shit, what the fuck?
yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. In 1913, by the way. Also, the numerology is very interesting. And the Federal Reserve to this day has never been audited.
What?
Yep.
That's weird. That's a
Very
coincidence,
strange.
right?
Yeah, I didn't know he was the president of Princeton University, and he also was the governor of New Jersey. This guy was a fucking bankster stooge through and through, like all the way.
So they knew what they were doing when they hired him.
Yeah, big time. Because whoever was fucking president before him was big time anti bankers and banksters. And in G.E. Edwards' book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, he talks about the meeting with all these, like Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, these rich fucks that basically were running America. They're meeting in Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia in between 1910 1912, where they were there for a week. They go there and they come out and they have how the Federal Reserve is going to be organized. Because prior to that, we didn't have like a Federal Reserve, so to speak. But the Federal Reserve doesn't have any fucking affiliation with the federal government. It's a private fucking bank. No affiliation whatsoever. There's nothing that links us to it. And at any time, we could literally say, you know what? Go fuck yourselves. We're going to create our own money supply, which is what Kennedy was trying to do. But again, they had to blow his head off to make sure he didn't do that.
Damn, because, well, they pretty much have power all around the world, right?
Yeah, dude, there's only like two countries in the entire planet that don't really have like a Rothschild centralized bank, and one of them is North Korea, the other one is Iran. Makes you wonder why we're fucking all over those two countries. You know, we gotta get in there and do regime change. Look at him, he can't even walk, and his people are starving. You know, yeah, I'm sure that's why you're concerned about it.
Right, all of a sudden they care, right?
They're putting strontium in dead kids' fucking bodies, but we care. We're compassionate about the North Koreans, you know? Bullshit.
Or hiring Nazis.
We're compassionate fucking. We want to give them another chance. Like, okay, well, don't fucking put me anywhere near them, please. Like, okay. All right. Speaking of dead Nazis buried underground, E.T. buried in New Mexico, United States. I don't know why I said United States. That's really weird. The Atari video game E.T. the Extraterrestrial was such a failure that the company buried unsold cartridges in a New Mexico landfill.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's a weird conspiracy, but turns out to be true.
So they're like, somebody's like, hey man, you want to make this fucking Roswell thing seem really ironic and you know, full of comedy? Let's bury the hell of all them Atari fuck. And then those people go out there and dig. They're like, oh my God, this is what they're talking about. And when they pull it out, it's like just an Atari game. Nothing to see here. Nope, there was no real alien.
They're like, we found ET.
And then we can make fun of them, sir. I'm like, you stupid son bitch. That's a fucking Atari game. Fuck you, you know?
So that game sucks anyway.
You know, he's right. He's got a point. But, you know, no, there were no aliens. We're talking about an Atari game. Go play Pong. Come on, man.
So check this one out. So how you're talking about smoking earlier, it wasn't until the late 1990s that Philip Morris admitted that smoking could be deadly. In 2006, a judge found tobacco companies liable. So before that, it wasn't proven or admitted that it could kill you.
As somebody who, you know, I have no words. Jesus Christ.
So like,
other news, water wet, you know?
like people were smoking cigarettes for how long till this guy admitted, oh yeah, by the way, you might die.
Jesus. I wonder why, like, were people tuning into that message, or were they like, oh, he means somebody else, not me.
But the devil's lettuce is bad for you.
Right? It's fucking totally natural. God put it on this planet, you know, and maybe he might have put tobacco on this planet too, but maybe just the devil. Maybe the Native Americans put that carcinogen in that fucking tobacco for us to, you know, listen, hey, they wanted our land, well, or some of it, or they wanted their land. I don't even know. I just digged myself into a deeper hole. On to the next one. This one's probably even fucking better. Yeah, just sit down, ladies and gentlemen. You might want to sit down for this one. And this is very difficult for me to explain to you, but playing football can cause brain damage. When you have grown men that are strapping on pads and are built like brick shit houses, and they are literally running at 100 miles an hour, 100% at each other, hurling their bodies at each other, there might be some brain damage, you know?
It's funny how people never knew that for so long, right?
Right? I mean, dude, as somebody who played football, high school, college football, and I've had my fucking bell just rung like a motherfucker, crackback blocks, just, I've been hit fucking hard, and I've hit hard. Yeah, like, what, the helmet's not Kevlar lined. I mean, it's literally like bodies. You're a human being, and you're running as fast as you can at another human being, and then you're putting your head down and your shoulder down, and you're trying to run that person over. You know, in car crashes, there's brain damage sometimes. There's also limb damage, and like, I don't know, like, well, I thought a car crash was different from a football game. Have you ever watched a football game? It's a fucking car crash. It's organized car crash every fucking 6 seconds.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right?
That's a good way to put it.
And the other thing that like blows my mind is like these dudes are making the choice. They're signing contracts, getting paid millions of dollars. They're making the choice to do that. Who are you to tell them you can't sign that contract? You can't do that because my kid looks up to you like, well, maybe you should fucking teach your kid how to block properly or not how to put their head down when they're trying to make a tackle. Football does have fundamentals like every other sport, you know, and it just pisses me off that somebody who's never fucking played football, never picked up a football is like, I don't think that's right. And it's like, it's like organized chaos. And football, yes, it's incredibly like fucking rigged and like the WWE anymore, but there is some like integrity and strategy to the sport, and it's fun to play. And some of my best times ever were being a part of the football team, high school football, college football. Like it's a really cool sport to play, in my opinion. But yeah, I've had my bell fucking rung. Like I'm bad. I got knocked out my senior year. I caught an interception, put my head down when I came down because I had to jump to get it. And this guy, helmet to helmet, I was out for like 5 fucking minutes. I got transported by ambulance to a hospital, and I had to miss the next game. I was really pissed off. But oh man, I got fucking drilled on that play.
Damn, bro, they fucking knocked you out.
Oh yeah, it's so bad. Like so when they got me up, I walked to the sideline and I sat down on the bench and I fell straight off the back of the bench immediately. Like and then I got up again and they were looking at me, talking to me, trying to get my like neurological signs or whatever, trying to test whether I had a concussion. I remember my coach saying like, I think it's pretty fucking clear he's got a concussion. No. And they didn't pay attention to me after I got up, after falling off the back of the bench. I ran back into the fucking game because they weren't paying attention to me for a second. And
damn, bro, what the fuck? Yo, I gotta go back, gotta play.
I was fucked up, dude. I puked for like fucking 4 or 5 days straight after that. Again, I felt like shit for like a week straight after that. I got knocked the fuck out.
Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah. Damn, look at this next one. Oh, that's an advertisement. I was like, those girls are fucking pretty, but that's just an advertisement. I'm like, what's the conspiracy here? Fuck. I hope she's not a man.
Imagine it's all the prettiest men. Yo, what the fuck? Turn it off. Turn it off.
I don't know. No, I don't look at pretty men. I don't do it. Will not look at pretty men, unless I think they're a woman and they happen to be a man. But even then, I will say, I did not look at that pretty woman that I thought was a woman that actually be a man. Okay. Nope, not at all.
That was in Vegas.
In Bangkok.
So, yeah. Can't forget about Thailand, right?
It's a beautiful country. I've never been there, but hopefully I can go someday.
End up like The Hangover 3.
Oh, damn. No penetration for me. No, thank you. This real quick, Chuy, just one story I found while we were doing this. This is from zerohedge.com, and it was from today. Lockdown 2.0, there's going to be hell to pay. And it talks about, let's see here. Shit. I'll send you the link. It talks about what's coming this fall and winter. And I think it's probably pretty accurate because I don't think Kansas, these cases are just exploding, dude. It's getting worse.
What?
Yeah. Kansas is now number 6 in the nation for new COVID cases, and it's not slowing down at all. We have every 3 days at least another 1,000 cases. There was like 3,500 cases last week alone.
Well, in Arizona, it's supposed to be number 1, but honestly, it don't seem like it's that bad.
Yeah, you were telling me about your sister saying like, where the fuck are these people?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen video of like nurses outside their hospital getting lunch, and the dude's like asking him like, where the fuck are all the people? And even the nurse is like, we don't know, we're just here for lunch. It's like, oh my god. Nobody's asking questions though. Nobody's asking questions. That's what we're here to do, ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is all I had tonight, Chuy. I think that it was a fantastic experience, and I don't have anything else. I'm just speechless, and my balls are just filled with information.
So that was conspiracies that turned out to be true. Some were a little bit odd. Some you might have heard of before. But yeah, I can't believe brain damage in football was a conspiracy. Like nobody believed that. Like, no, play football. You all right?
It's just a car crash. Nothing, no big deal. Just put some blood on it and get back out there. Hey, sir, your head is just cut. That's what they told James Dean when his fucking head was cut off. Like, hey, it's no big deal. You don't have any brain injury. Get your ass back out there and keep acting, son.
Just walk it off.
Walk it off. Hey, just like a chicken. That's what you tell a chicken after you cut the chicken's head off. Walk it off. That's what the chicken's doing. They're trying to walk it off.
They try and fly too.
Oh man, he didn't know. I guess that chicken didn't know that football causes brain injuries. Now he does.
Hey, did you ever hear about that chicken that got his head chopped off, but it survived because the farmer would like force feed it every day? It survived for like a couple months.
What?
Let me look it up real quick.
All right, that farmer either caught that chicken with another hen or some shit, and that farmer had a little bit of a love interest with that chicken. Why would you fucking? I guess maybe he was just trying to see how long the chicken would live. Like, this fucking thing's still alive. We gotta keep feeding it to see how long it lives without a head.
Yeah, dude. So it was Mike the Headless Chicken, April 20th, 1945 through March 17th, 1947. So this motherfucker lived 2 years. Also known as Miracle Mike, was a Wyandot chicken that lived for 18 months after his head had been cut off. Although the story was thought to many to be a hoax, the bird's owner took him to the University of Utah in Salt Lake City to establish the facts. And there's pictures of it too. It's fucking nuts.
Wow, that is an ugly fucking chicken. What the fuck? They can't come up with a better name than Miracle Mike. Good God. You better call that thing like fucking Rasputin or fucking Nug. I'd call it Nug. That's what I'd call it, Lucky Nug.
Lucky Nugget. Yeah, I like that.
That's insane. Like, just chickens fucking live with that. What a life for a chicken. Have no fucking head. Don't even know you were walking around. Somebody's force feeding you. No thanks.
So it must have been like a small part of its brain that was left over because it was so they chopped his head off because they were gonna cook it. But it says the headless chicken, he lived for 18 months after the majority of his head was removed. He was originally injured when being prepared for a cookbooking pot. I'm a fucking idiot, yo. I don't know why. He was prepared for a cooking pot, but the axe missed, leaving the jugular vein, one ear, and most of the brainstem intact. Surprisingly, Mike didn't die. The family decided to care for him out of curiosity and fed him using an eyedropper. The fuck, huh? Oh, I do. I think you're muted, bro. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Dude, did you read this? His crowing consisted of a gurgling sound made in his throat. Hey, that's just Miracle Mike. He's hungry again. I'll be right back.
That's fucking gross, dude. I think it wasn't a rooster. Every day at 4 a.m. you hear.
Jesus. Like, dude, this farmer's had too much time on their hands, or that guy's wife was not giving him any pussy. Either or, I don't know. That's ridiculous.
With the chicken. He married the chicken.
He's like, you know what, honey? I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna fucking feed Miracle Mike because he appreciates me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would have just ended its suffering. Poor chicken, dude.
Yeah. I mean, he got to go on Wikipedia, though. I don't have a Wikipedia page, so maybe it was worth it.
He's Wikipedia famous.
That's what we're all hoping for, Even Julian Assange.
Hey, dude. So, Drew, I'd like to thank you once again for joining us here, the Conspiracy Hour. And this was Conspiracies that came out to be true. Drew, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the producers, the writer, the Chuy. All the glory goes to God. And obviously, Miracle Mike. Without Miracle Mike, none of this would have been possible. The fucking gurgling chicken. And the Church of Satan. We need you boys there this Saturday. The Church of Satan, we're having a fiery brimstone hot potato bash. We hope to see you there. Thank you, Chuy.
Fiery brimstone hot potato. Oh my God. I love it. That does sound like something that'd be in hell. Like, wait, we're playing hot potato with this fiery brimstone.
It's a nice souffle, boys. You ought to try it. It's real nice.
So, Drew, where can they find your podcast, man?
I found it on the front lawn of my house the other day. I'm just kidding. No. Castbox, iTunes, Apple, Spreaker. I don't think I have it on Anchor anymore, but yeah, it's hosted on Spreaker, but it's can be found anywhere you like to find podcasts. Under the dumpster, in the Wendy's dumpster with a lot lizard. I don't recommend looking there, but some people do. Anywhere that you like to listen to podcasts, Google, you just search for that there, Drew World Order, DREW, World Order, and we will get y'all lined up 0% APR in the next 5 years for all the podcast episodes.
The next 5 years.
It's a hell of a deal, really. Hell of a deal.
And you also do prank calls as well, right?
Yes, we are conducting experiments, very important experiments for the future of mankind. What do people do when they are called and they're asked if I can bring my rug doctor that I happen to ride, because you ride that sumbitch, so it cleans your carpets, get the feces and the blood and shit like that out. And we do it, from a hillbilly standpoint, from different characters. We will call this Church of Scientology and ask them about the brush and crush, and they usually say to us, like, what the fuck is brush and crush? And
Brush and crush?
Yeah, it's a translucent skin treatment, I think.
Does it work on balls? I want to get my balls brushed.
I hope so. I mean, sometimes when the scrot needs that, that's when you need the brush and crush. You just don't crush that scrot before you brush. You know what I mean?
What about the crush and suck? I'd pay for that.
Now,
I think I have paid for it now that I think about it.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it. You know what I mean? That's something you probably ask that lot lizard in the Wendy's parking lot. That's just me.
And the toad girl.
She had a little bit of a relapse. She turned back into a toad for a little bit. Dr. Mercer is very upset. But that girl, I'm so proud of her. She's going to go to her prom. It's going to be a virtual prom on Zoom. And she's going to go as a human being after being a toad for all these years. She's a good girl. She's
And
a nice girl.
maybe she swam in a lake with pesticides and frogs.
No. Goddamn, I hope not, because, the professor was talking about maybe, because she's 18 now, and he, no comment.
I bet she could hoppity hop, right?
Oh, ribbit.
Awesome, man. And what is your website again?
It's Conwell, DACONWELLDA.wix, WIXSITE.com/the DWO. I know that's a really jumbled mess, but the Lord provided it for us. ConwellDA.wixsite.com/the DWO. Just pray to your heart and the Lord will help you find it.
And that will also be in the episode description in case you guys hear this and you're like, fuck, what was it again? Just go to episode description. There's all the links right there. And Drew World Order, I would like to thank you again, man. Fucking awesome. I can't think of anybody else I'd rather do these conspiracy episodes with.
Listen, hey, I can. For $15,000, you're going to get 14 body bags from the Clinton Foundation. We appreciate you being here tonight. I had a good time. Great time. Thanks, dude. It was a lot of fun. I loved it.
And I believe if anybody wants a Bill Clinton impersonation on their podcast, they could hit you up on Fiverr as well, right?
That's right. I am capitalizing on my weird ability to pretend to be other presidents. So you need a project voiced by Bill Clinton. I'm your man. Not your man like relationship status wise, but I could be your Bill Clinton for a night, and I won't do what Bill Clinton does, except for talk like Bill Clinton. I don't have cigars. I don't have Jewish interns. It's just me pretending to be a president.
So no
behind a
like
microphone.
no fetish role play stuff. Like if somebody wants to hire you to act like Bill and their Monica or something.
Yeah, the whole Epstein thing really freaks people out, and I just.
Oh, fucking great, man. Always a good time with you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. You have a good night, bro.
You too. And keep up the good work. You're doing fantastic work.
Thanks again, man. Back at you, bro. Peace.